What's up, guys? I'm most definitely sick, but I got to sleep 16 hours, which is great. I'm going to be teaching you guys today the PFP method, which is present, future, past, or known as the car setup. Okay? So, what this method is it's for immediate grounding. Basically, you'll have a good concept of which direction you want to go, as well as where your limitations lie. Okay? I use this method sort of when I'm stuck. I have too many goals in sight, don't know where to go. So, this method sort of helped me in those moments. Alright? The reason I called it the car setup is because it's like driving a car. The first step before driving is checking the status of the car, any scratches, are the tires okay, do you have any gas, or in my case, it would be battery, because I drive a Tesla. In planning sense, this would be basically where you're evaluating your current self, asking yourself, how's your week going? Take this opportunity to sort of track your week, journal it. This process should take approximately a week. Second step is basically setting your navigation, which is intuitively setting your goals. Now, the concept of like 10 years, 1 year, 1 month is a great concept. However, the time frame should be altered more towards yourself, and basically, you should have a good sense of where your goals are heading. Final step is to evaluate the said navigation. Lots of times we create really bad goals, goals that can't be completed, and so it's important to reflect on the past and see whether those goals actually make sense. You want to sort of reflect, see where that is going, and basically backtest your goals, seeing if you can actually do it. Usually, you would have to switch between the second step, which is the future goal, and the final step, which is the past part, in order to get some good goals. And now, the actual driving would be going towards your goals. Okay? So, I'm going to deep dive this and explain you what steps you need to do to make sure the PFP method works. Alright? So, three parts, and you're going to get some nice ASMR with my mechanical keyboard, but let me explain. You want to look at present, you want to look at future, and you want to look at past. Okay? So, you want to do these steps in order, by the way, but with present, what you want to do is you want to list all your activities. So, what this could look like is perhaps you say you play badminton, okay, and you maybe do that for 30 minutes. And these times would be approximately per 1 week. Let's say you work a 9 to 5 job, so that would be something like what, 40 hours a week? Once again, per 1 week. Basically, that's what you're gonna do for all your activities, and then after that, you're gonna go along with your week and write down what you do in your whole week. What this means is you're going to go down the line and schedule everything that happens for 1 week. What this would look like is, let's say you wake up 9 a.m. to 9:30 because you didn't get out of bed until 9:30 a.m., which is pretty real, honestly. Let's say you went to the gym, which happened from 9:30 to 10. We're gonna ignore driving time because your gym is at your house. Basically, stuff like that. You're gonna do that for a week. You're not gonna plan this scheduling out. This is just gonna be how you live your average week. What you want to do is you want to compare steps 1 and 2. Okay, so with that being said, you'll have a good idea of what step 1 looks like and what step 2 looks like and these sort of discrepancies in between. Okay, cool. With that being said, now you have a rough estimate of how your week looks like, how the time is being spent, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, then you're going to move on to futures or future. This is basically where you write your goals. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to write goals. But these goals are special in the sense that you write them on major sort of time frames for you personally. You're not going to write in 10 years I want to be this, in 5 years I want to be this. It's going to be something like, okay, at the end of med school, this is where I want to be. At the end of undergrad, this is what I want to be. At the end of academic year, this is what I want to be. Yeah, basically stuff like that. Maybe end of this month. You don't want to go into like the daily sort of time frames or the weekly time frames, because those are basically to-do lists. You're gonna make to-do lists. You're not gonna do it part of this activity. There is no point. This is just to give you a direction, just an overall broad direction, and then from there you're gonna figure it out on your own how to progress. Okay? So this part will be repeatable, okay? In the sense that you will need to fix these goals, optimize them, see how they go, and then you move on to the past, alright? So with the past, you're going to first reflect on the year. This should be one paragraph. Give a one paragraph summary as if your boss told you, what did you achieve this year? What are you going to write in that one paragraph? Okay? And then from there, you're going to suggest the good aspects of what you do. You're going to make yourself look good. You're going to say, oh, I presented at a symposium. You're going to make it like you have a lot of achievements. Then you're going to say the bad aspects. What did I do bad? For example, I totally forgot to play cello this year. Pretty bad, honestly. I feel like people should play their instruments. Cool. But these should be relatively big things, of course. And then you're gonna elaborate on your new goals. Is it possible or is it not? Okay? When you have these good aspects, bad aspects, and the reflection on the year, you should have a good idea of what your future would look like, whether you can actually complete these goals. Now, if you do this properly, you're probably not going to complete your future steps in one go, unless you had a really good idea of what you're doing and how you can improve it. Okay? Future is basically a summary of how you can improve the past. But the past is sort of your double check whether the future makes sense. While your present just gives you a good idea of where you are and what you can do with that situation. Okay? So that's overall the PFP method. These are the steps you're going to take for the PFP method. And now, in the coming videos, which will be basically where I describe how I do the PFP method as a pre-med student trying to reach a top 3 university / med school, I'm going to be explaining how the PFP method works for me and what I do. Okay? That being said, take out your notes. The next couple of videos are going to be bangers. You're going to understand exactly what you need to do, and you're going to understand what I do. Okay? And after that, we will continue with the December 2025 grind, where I'll be reflecting each day on my progress using this PFP method. Okay? Alright, if it's all resonated with you, subscribe and stay tuned for the next video.